Nonfiction gets a bad reputation through no fault of its own. When most people hear the phrase nonfiction, they're thinking about the phrase fact or fiction, or they're thinking about the sources they learned about in school, encyclopedias, dictionaries, biographies, things that are thought to be boring. But I'm here to tell you that nonfiction doesn't have to be boring. Nonfiction is what happens when writing gets real. It can be based on real events, or it carries information that's really useful. In addition to history and facts, nonfiction covers everything from how to make catapults out of toothpicks to comic books and exercise DVDs and more. There's a ton of nonfiction out there that's not only informative, but also entertaining. I'm here to tell you about 3 of my favorites. The first book that really stunned me with gritty realism was Spies of Mississippi by Rick Bowers. This book reads like a spy novel meets news story. The book combines information from news reports, first-person accounts, and secret government files to expose an undercover spy operation in Mississippi during the Civil Rights Movement. Mississippi used regular people to spy on one another, looking for anything that could be interpreted as stirring up racial problems between white people and black people. Unfortunately, when the first governor was voted out of office and a new governor came in, the new governor was really in favor of the Jim Crow laws, and so he took a lot of liberties with that spy network and ended up promoting problems between whites and blacks. He ended up funneling money through the White Citizens Council and gave dangerous information about citizens to the KKK. This book is super tense with cliffhangers, whodunits, and stories of awesome people who risked their lives to stand up for what they believed in. Despite the crazy content, this book is actually pretty light and easy to get through at just over 100 pages. The second book I wanted to talk to you about today is Bomb: The Race to Build and Steal the World's Most Dangerous Weapon by Steve Sheinkin. This book actually had me on the edge of my seat when I was reading it. Steve Sheinkin uses fast pacing and cliffhangers to keep you interested. He's telling the story of how the atomic bomb came to be and the spies that worked to steal it. What's really cool about this book is that it doesn't just tell the story from the American perspective. It actually talks about America's scientists, those working as Russian spies, English and Polish soldiers tasked with assassinating figures of interest, and sabotaging German war efforts. It's really amazing how much this book, the tension in this book, really made the race to build and steal the atomic bomb real. The last book I wanted to talk about today is another nonfiction book, but this one's not based on historical events. It's based on recent stories of illegal immigrants. This is a hot issue today, but this book gives it a human face. It focuses on Enrique's story. Enrique's mother left him and his sister when Enrique was only 5. She went to America to try to find a job so that she could feed her children and send them to schools because it cost money. And he and his sister, they struggle with abandonment issues because his mother left them. Enrique ends up getting addicted to drugs, and when he feels he has lost all hope, he decides to take the dangerous journey to the north to try to join his mother, thinking that finding her is going to solve all of his problems. But this journey isn't just dangerous, it's really almost insane. The people who travel through Mexico to go north are lucky if they just get deported. People don't just face the elements on this trek, they get robbed, beaten, tortured, and sometimes killed. If you want to know if Enrique is able to make the trek to find his mother, check out Enrique's Journey by Sonia Nazario. But be warned, it is kind of extreme. It's a heavier read.